Good morning. Welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Friday. Finally Friday. It is November the 21st. We're here to look at the rest of the new releases that were published this week in Cozy Mysteries. Quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Friday night. Our next sprints are tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, and they go for 5 hours. We do every Tuesday and Thursday evening and Saturday afternoons. Next week, our sprints will be as usual, Tuesday and Thursday. On Thursday, though, it's Thanksgiving, so they will be for 4 hours, and we'll be starting at 6 p.m. Eastern at that time. And morning show next Friday, we won't have one because of the holiday. Other announcements, don't forget we're doing the Advent Calendar read-along starting December 1st, which is Monday. The book is, I'll have to post the link. It's Yuletide Train or something like that. And we have a group over on Goodreads. If you want to join us, it's Bookeemonsters, and we'll be able to chat about that as we read along, because there will be puzzles to solve. All right, let me set that aside. Let's jump in. Enough dilly-dallying and lollygagging. I think we had stopped here. Frosted Pines and Holiday Signs by Tessa Silver, 10th in the Quillhaven Magical Cozy Mysteries. At Frosted Pines Tree Farm, Christmas is more than twinkling lights and cocoa by the fire. It's enchantment woven into every snowflake. Clara Snow, owner of Snowfall Enchantments, fills her shelves with hand-painted ornaments that whisper people's deepest wishes, but when a box of these magical treasures vanishes just days before the Winter Wishes Festival, Quillhaven's holiday spirit teeters on the brink. With gruff but endearing tree farmer Nick Whitestone at her side, and a little help from Leo and Luna, the town's mischievous Siamese cats, Clara follows glowing boot prints, tangled gossip, and spells gone awry through a snow-dusted trail of suspects. From a sharp-tongued podcaster to a wandering peddler and a gossipy senior, excuse me, everyone seems to be hiding something. Blue Blood, Black Magic by Sarah Nofke, third in the Ella Bloom Mysteries. When wealthy Londoners take over Gloamington, it's time to spill the tea, but that's not all that gets spilled. Murder has a way of ruining every tea party. Hotel Beaufort is hosting the wedding of the century until the bride turns up dead before her vows. Oh, how sad. Malcolm Fox and Ella Bloom find themselves hunting a killer among wedding guests, where motives are wrapped in silk gloves and served on bone china. The murdered bride had more enemies than bridesmaids. From the fired wedding planner to the fortune-hunting relatives, everyone had a reason to want the demanding socialite gone. As magic stirs ancient secrets and Ella's mysterious past threatens to unravel, solving this case means unlocking dangerous truths about Wilmington itself. But in a town where blue blood runs thin and old grudges run deep, nothing is what it seems. A sandwich to die for. Third in the Velvet Scone Mysteries by E. Hazard. Former investigative journalist Tamsin Blake has swapped deadlines for dough at her beloved Velvet Scone Cafe, but when a trip to the bustling Hidden Hollow market ends with a local man dropping dead over a grilled cheese, she finds herself with more than just crumbs to worry about. The only clue? A mysterious coin, delivered to Tamsin by none other than Inspector Crumpet, the town's sharp-tongued African gray parrot. With the market buzzing with suspects and secrets, Tamsin must rely on her loyal co-owner Iris, skeptical Detective Sergeant Cal Morgan, and gossip-loving Constable Penny Toohey to uncover the truth. And it looks like it's set in New Zealand, if you're looking for a New Zealand mystery if you're doing any kind of scavenger hunts along that line. In Hallowed Ground by Rhonda Blackhurst, third in the Spirit Lake mysteries. After a troublous first year at her haunted inn, Andy Rose and her support dog Aspen finally settle into the quaint, cozy town of Spirit Lake, Minnesota. Tender green shoots of grass and daffodils peek through the melting snow, promising new life, but things turn deadly when 2 bodies are discovered 2 days apart at St. Michael's Cemetery. Detective Parker, all too used to Andy Rose meddling in his investigations, isn't at all surprised when she shows up at the crime scene. This time, his new in-town twin sister is with her, excuse me, and tempers flare as he warns them to stay out of his way. But when Andy Rose realizes both victims had run-ins with her father, famous thriller author Chandler Langston, she's dead set to prove her dad's innocence. But can she clear him before she becomes the next victim? End of that row. Sorry, have a tickle in my nose. Ghosts Don't Knock by K.J. Emmerich and S.J. Wells, 6th in the Evangeline Moon reporting series. Harding City might be dressed for Christmas, but investigative reporter Evangeline Moon isn't feeling festive until a ghost in her haunted home delivers a mystery too chilling to ignore. On a cold morning 2 weeks before Christmas, Eva wakes up to find the reclusive spirit from her tower room standing at the foot of her bed. I'd hate that. And it's clear that trouble is brewing. When she sees a missing person flyer later that day with a face identical to the ghost, she knows it cannot be a coincidence. With her police sergeant boyfriend Nash Fellows, her mischievous cat Samson, a ghostly golden retriever, and a house full of spirited residents, Eva dives into a mystery that stretches from the city's hot springs to the dark past of Heathcliff House. Had I said the title, that was Ghosts Don't Knock. Death in Dedication, 2nd in the Bottled Clues mystery series by Sue Hallowell. The night before best-selling author Marius Vale collapses mid-reading at Bottled Clues, a bottle slips through Marina Ellis's mail slot with one word inside, dedication. They couldn't use an envelope? When the event turns tragic, the ex-forensic linguist and bookstore owner follows a breadcrumb trail buried in books, schedules, and small-town grudges. With Steady Eddie, Capable Nate, and Goldie Gulliver, Marina... Are these dogs? Marina sorts rivals from friends to learn who... Sorts rivals from friends to learn who rewrote the evening. Sorry, I got distracted by the dog thing. Keo, no licking. Buys Poison and Peril by Leanne Leeds, 2nd in the Silver Circle Cat Rescue Mysteries. Thanksgiving in Table Rock, Texas should be a time for gratitude, community, and delicious pies, but with her recent marriage to Landon, Ellie Rockwell was hoping for a break from crime solving to enjoy the holiday season with family and friends at Silver Circle Cat Rescue. But when a beloved local figure is found poisoned face down in their prize-winning pie at the annual Table Rock Turkey Trot Bake-Off, festive cheer quickly turns to fear. Chief Yarbin dismisses the death as a tragic accident, but when Tom, one of the rescue's newest feline residents, insists he witnessed foul play, Ellie can't ignore her furry friend's urgent message delivered via the magical silver platter. It'll just not solve a crime. The Dog Sitter Detectives Christmas Tale by Anthony Johnston. It's almost Christmas, and actress and amateur sleuth Gwynnie Tuffle is still pondering what to buy DCI Birch, retired, and whether she could adopt a new furry friend, but sorting through her late father's papers leads her into his mysterious past, pointing to an enigmatic drinking game liaison, now living in a Somerset commune populated by a group of retired spies. When Gwynnie and Birch are unexpectedly snowed in at the remote farmhouse, they find that any skeletons in her father's closet have been joined by a body in the attic. Surrounded by people for whom keeping secrets is second nature, along with an energetic cocker spaniel, Gwynnie and Birch are embroiled in a murder case once again. Will they uncover the culprit and escape in time for Christmas? Of course. End of row. That row. Fish and Chips by Addison Moore. First in the Huckleberry Hollow Theme Park Cozy Mysteries. My name is Josie Janglewood, and I can read the minds of animals. Not every animal, not every time, but enough to know when it's convenient. To know that my cat Chip thinks my romantic history deserves its own cautionary tale, especially my latest decision, taking a job managing Huckleberry Hollow Wonderland, a struggling theme park that's seen better days. After discovering my husband in a compromising position with his yoga instructor, I needed a fresh start. What I got was a dead body in the fun house on my very first day. Now I'm juggling broken rides, a murder investigation, and two opinionated cats who've become the park's unofficial mascots. Fish, a black and white tabby who belongs to my friend Busy Baker Wilder from Cider Cove, and Chip, my food-obsessed orange fluffball, are surprisingly helpful sleuths when they're not critiquing my amateur detective skills or my budding attraction to the all-too-handsome Detective Drake. The Hexed Hot Cocoa, Magical Beans, book number 3 by R.A. Muth. Jones and I are barely back from our honeymoon when the Hot Cocoa Festival threatens to turn my newlywed bliss into caffeinated chaos. I'd planned to showcase Magical Beans with a signature hot chocolate blend from Aunt Corliss's family recipe collection, a little magical warmth to chase away the winter chill and boost sales during the slow season. But when a visiting chocolatier drops dead after sampling my cocoa creation, the festival turns from sweet celebration to bitter investigation. Someone's been tampering with my recipes, and now I'm second-guessing everyone who's stepped in my kitchen, including a newly hired barista. The food safety inspectors are circling like vultures. Yeah, they'd be shutting you down. And my reputation is melting faster than whipped cream on a mocha latte. I want to know what towns have time and the money to put on all these freaking festivals. And to come up with, hey, let's do a hot chocolate one. Really? You can't really come up with a holiday? A Courtroom Conundrum by Jen Pitts, 8th in the French Quarter Mysteries. Sammy loves a good locked room mystery, but she never imagined she'd stumble into a real-life locked courtyard case. When a mysterious clarinet player is found dead, Sammy is determined to uncover the truth before the killer strikes again. Her friend Rob, an NOPD detective sidelined by a major surgery, is stuck in his own courtyard, restless and frustrated. One night he hears an argument and a gunshot from a nearby courtyard, but no one believes him except Sammy. Fueled by Rob's sharp instincts and Sammy's tenacious spirit, the two team up to untangle a web of secrets and lies. But as they get closer to the truth, the danger creeps closer to their own doorstep. Can they catch the killer before their courtyard becomes the next crime scene? Murder Most Wild by Nellie H. Steele, 4th in the Great Maine Mysteries. Back on Maine's rugged coast, artist Emily Harper is settling into her creaky home and its secret stuffed attic when she uncovers a trove of nautical curios, an old compass, a spyglass, a locket-etched map, even a sextant that hints at a legend entwined with her family's past. The bracelet on her wrist doesn't help her sleep. It pulls her into dizzying flashes of elsewhere, the kind that feel too true to ignore. When a body turns up at Owl's Head Lighthouse, Emily's visions sharpen, pointing to a ciphered journal and a treasure someone would kill to keep buried. With Bill and Martha at her side and Grayson, their fearless feline scout, always one paw ahead, she follows clues from Machiasport's shores, I'm sorry, I'm saying that wrong, to storm-carved cliffs decoding a veneer that may unlock the truth or paint a target on her back. End of that road. Karma's Save the Date by Lacey Carter and L.A. Barouf, 9th in the Magical Midlife in Mystic Hollow series. Karma might be needed for its biggest feat yet, saving a wedding. Henry and Alice's wedding was supposed to be small, simple, and soon. Unfortunately, Alice has disappeared, leaving behind nothing but a cryptic note. The only way to save my brother's wedding is to get to the bottom of what happened to Alice. The thing is, Alice has secrets. Secrets none of us could have ever imagined. Trouble has come to Mystic Hollow, and karma might be needed if Henry has any hope of getting his bride down the aisle in time. Holiday Havoc by Paula Lester, 10th in the Sunnyside Retired Witches Mysteries. Sunnyside's first ever Winter Wonder Fair is supposed to be the merriest event of the season, but even Christmas magic can't compete with Sunnyside chaos. Under a shimmering glamour dome meant to hide the supernatural shenanigans from mortal eyes, enchanted snowflakes fall in perfect patterns, memory-infused pies hum with nostalgia, and rocket-skating retirees decorate like their lives depend on it. Everything is almost under control. Trouble arrives wrapped in tinsel when the colossal holiday ornament gives a merry little shimmy and then blows itself to bits, peppering the fairy grounds with enchanted glitter and revealing that one person has jingled their last bell. You know, that glitter is never going to leave. That is forever. Glitter is forever. As somebody has called it, it's the devil's dust. Mock Apple Alibi by P.D. Workman, 25th in the Auntie Clem's Bakery series. Welcome back to Bald Eagle Falls, where Aaron Price is serving up more than delicious treats at Auntie Clem's Bakery. This time the recipe for disaster includes missing persons, clan warfare, and a mock apple pie that's not as fake as the alibis flying around town. What's on the menu? A missing mother, a vanishing bookseller, a deadly intruder, clan chaos, and culinary conundrums. Will Erin cook up enough clues to solve the mystery before someone gets permanently whisked away, or will she and Vic find themselves on the wrong end of a family recipe for disaster? Yeah, there were a lot of words in between there, but we need to get through everything. The Missing Witness by Tam May, 2nd in the Grave Sisters Mysteries. Looks very 20s on the cover. In small towns like Guyver, World War I veterans don't have it easy. In a nation still just emerging from an economic depression, jobs are few and far between. Disability and shell shock are real, and battle fatigue is taking its toll on their bodies and souls. 3 years after the end of the war, Violet Graves' friend Hank Convoy is one of those vets struggling to survive. With a grandmother and a disabled sister to support, he takes whatever odd jobs he can get. But like Violet, he's a product of jazz-age youth culture, so most of what he earns goes towards cards and bootleg liquor. To add to his troubles, he's arrested on suspicion of murdering an army buddy found in the alleyway near his house. Violet begs her older sisters Eve and Helena to prove Hank killed out of self-defense and not cold-blooded murder. Will the sisters solve this confusing case based on cigar ash, a missing revolver, and some missing jewelry? And what about the witness who left the marks of a strange pair of shoes in the dirt the night it happened, etc.? End of that row. 3 more. We can do it. A Mary Merlot Murder by Lynn Joseph, 5th in the Mermaid Bay Wine Mysteries. This series is recognizable because of the female on the cover always looks so tired. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through Mermaid Bay not a creature was stirring except a murderer. When the annual Harbor of Lights parade turns from festive to fatal, wine shop owner Noelle Knight finds herself caught in a scandal that could sink her business and her good name. The only thing more suspicious than the crime, it happened on Finn's boat, the same one carrying Noelle's holiday wine and more than a few of her secrets. With Cabby the cat prowling the docks and town gossip mill running faster than a runaway sleigh, Noelle must uncork the truth before the killer ruins more than just Christmas. Madame Pompette Steals the Scene by Libby Castle. Lights, camera, murder. Indian summer has settled over St. Luke's upon the water, and Charlotte Pompette, ex-circus fortune-teller turned tea shop owner, is enjoying long, lazy days filled with nothing more dramatic than chasing Tarot's escape artist kitten around the village. Life is blissfully quiet and predictably peaceful. Until Hollywood comes calling, that is. When the award-winning television series The Village Doctor announces it's filming in St. Luke's upon the Water, the entire village buzzes with excitement. But glamour quickly turns deadly when the show's tyrannical director is found murdered on set. With cast and crew closing ranks and secrets lurking behind every camera angle, Charlie finds herself with a front row seat to the investigation, literally, when she's recruited as an extra. As storm clouds gather and the killer grows bolder, Charlie must use all her cold reading skills to separate genuine emotions from Oscar-worthy performances, because in this production, the final act could be her last. Speaking of last, this is the last one. That's a strange cover. Love for Real, a Big Bra Cozy Mystery by Ishwar Chandra Sen. The sleuths of the Wailele Detective Agency, Big Bra, Kali, and Umi welcome you back to the island of natural beauty and aloha. Solve another murder mystery with our island heroes. It is beautiful springtime. Kali vacations. Umi enjoys mystery novels. Big Bra tends to the garden. The piece is interrupted. Our heroes are drawn into a mind-blowing mystery. Against all the evidence piled higher than any of his stacked luau platters, Big Bra must find the murderer. Kali and Umi are by his side to work for justice. Love for Real is an entertaining blah blah blah. Well, that's a whole lot of saying nothing. Except that it's set in Hawaii, but that's okay. And that is what we have for the cozy, fluffy side of crime. And just in time, because the bell is about to ring. Hope you guys have a good Friday. If I don't see you, hope you have a good weekend before Thanksgiving here in the U.S. Again, I don't have any sprints tonight. Our next sprints are tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern. It goes for 5 hours. Bring your own book, work on a project, be creative, or close your eyes because it's the weekend. Whatever it is that is your self-care, that is the time and space and ambiance for you to do that for yourself because you deserve it. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Next week, I'm anticipating not a whole lot of books being published for a holiday week, but we'll see. All right. Thank you guys so much. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.